Hey, what's up, guys? Justin with Ready Business Systems. I was going to do a tutorial here. I was going to do it anyway, so I figured I would make a little video about it so other people can benefit as well. So a lot of the stuff we build inside my landscaping company's account. We make sure it works, and then we can then publish it to the marketplace. We have the ability to download this stuff into other accounts. So what I'm going to do today is a personal project I've been wanting to work on for a while. It's kind of it's a survey to get information from your customers. So we have this form. It wasn't really practical in reality. This was supposed to be done on estimates to gather information from clients, different things like their partner's name, if they have children, if they're on a main road dead end, for navigation, square footage, property boundary notes. So a lot of juicy stuff in here that you'd really want to know about this property. Like ideally you'd have all this stuff on file. If there's sprinklers for when you're aerating. So in reality, this form just didn't work well on mobile. Too much information, not that effective. So my thought here was I still want this to happen, but what I'm thinking is when we pick up new clients, so the goal here, what we're building today is I'd like the clients to fill this out themselves. So we'll probably do a one-time email blast to ask our customers to fill out some information so we can better serve them. And then this will also be an automation that will send when we get a new client once they add their card on file or schedule services. So that way we'll send this out, being like, welcome to the, in our welcome letter, we'll say, please fill out this survey form so we can better serve you, understand your property boundaries, etc. And then we'll have a follow-up on the automation until this form is completed, reminding them to please fill it out. We'll probably email them a couple times. We pick up a new client, and then we'll end up having like a ticket that then we'll have the office call and survey them if they haven't filled it out. So that's kind of like what I have in my head in terms of how I want to build this. So I'm going to go through this. It's probably going to be a couple videos because I'm probably not going to complete this in one sitting. But I want to show you guys basically what I'm looking to do here. So this is our dummy account here. We have a bunch of custom fields in here. We have a lot of them actually, not all of them apply to what I'm going to be building here. But things that do apply, so these are for like employees and stuff. And I mean, honestly, we can do surveys after you hire employees too, just coming up with some ideas here as we go. But like the square footage, we might need to make some of these custom fields, but I'll do this afterwards. So like they're probably not going to provide their own square footage. But something like has pets, we might need to create custom fields for these because not all of these, we can either do tags or custom fields. So I'm thinking something like pets, we may want to do tags. Reason being is that A, it's going to be right in front of you, right when you load the account. So I'll have a tag here like dog, for example. Also, then for marketing down the road, we can then filter that list of people who have dogs or have children, right? So we can filter based on these tags. Custom fields you can't filter, so it's not really appropriate. Hobbies, because there's not going to be really, I mean, we could have a drop down list, but that'd be more of a custom field. This would be for rapport when you call a client, and you don't know them. An account manager calls a client, they have something to talk about. Oh, I didn't you play golf? I see. So that's something to help build that relationship and add the notes to the account. Um, Property boundary notes, again, this is going to have to be a custom field because we're not going to be able to do a drop down list with a tag. It doesn't make any sense. So some of the stuff is going to be tags and some of the stuff is going to be custom fields. But where I want to start is this is a V1 form. So I'm probably going to leave this open in one tab. And then on another tab, I'm going to go to V3 forms because I want to put this in V3 because it flows nicer, looks better, etc. So we click try it out here. So here we're going to have the V1 form just so we have something to model off of. And over here, we're going to do a V3 form. So I'm going to call this form. So I usually do just blank form, and we'll call this, blank form. And we're going to call this RBS. We name all our documents RBS so we can find them based on the automation they're part of. This will probably be part of O3, which is our office automation for new lead intake. So I'll call it RBS O3, and then we'll call this client intake form, right? Copy that for the name of this video down the road. Okay, so we're creating a blank form here. So we'll do a header, client intake form. So when people load it, they know what they're looking at. And then we're going to have to put, let's put configure. I'm just going to do this before I forget. We're going to do account management, automatically manage accounts. Okay. First name. So this is going to make sure that it's going to update these accounts and they're filled out or create a new account. My day. We don't need a notification for that. Account management, email notifications. I'll think about that later. I don't think we need that. Okay, so design. Did I lose my header here? I guess I did. Header. New client intake form. Or sorry, client intake form. Survey, something like that, right? Fields, we will add, we need a first name and last name field. So it knows where to associate that to. I'll take away this label because it looks messy. And it will pre-populate this if they already have this information in the system. Service address, add that. So we'll pre-populate this if they already have that. And we'll probably get rid of address line 2. Address. Cool. Now we're going to do, so we'll put this here. We're going to name this page. We're going to name it contact. Page 1, we're going to call this contact. Then we're going to create a new page here. So let's look at our form. So we're going to take some more, so personal, I guess I'll call this page personal info. Oops, personal info. I'll just call it personal. It's not going to fit in the name anyway. Call it personal, and then we're going to do a short text entry, and then we're going to name this one. So label off. I'll leave a label on. We'll turn off description. So say partner's name. Okay, because sometimes you go to an estimate and you don't know the partner's name. You just have one contact, but it's nice to know if someone else picks up the phone, who that may be, if they weren't the person who did the estimate. So partner's name we'll add in here. This field was for on the phone. If they don't catch something, hey, can you let me know like what they're looking to get done? I forget, but we won't add that form in here. Best way to contact, right? That's good to know. Fields, and that'll be a drop down. And descriptions, so say preferred contact method, right? And this we may do tags with because again, it's a drop down. I guess I can't spell. Drop down list, so it's easy to do tags based off of. But also we might want to send communication, you know, if they say, if their preferred contact method is text, then send them a text message. If it's email, send an email. If it's phone, send them a voicemail. So here we'll do email, text, call, right? That's how we get in touch with people. Cool. Preferred contact method, partner's name, additional residence. That's appropriate. So we will do, to save some time, I'm going to copy this one, and we're going to name this one additional residence. Residence. And then we're obviously going to have to change these to children, dog, cat. I guess I can do like an elderly here. This is in my way. Do parents, I don't know, elderly. I got to think on this one. But this is things to know, right? This is actually, that's not going to work because there need to be check boxes because they may have multiple, right? So I'm just going to copy this over. Additional residence, I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to then delete this. And then, so apparently I didn't save time. Sweet dog, cat. I don't know if we need to know if they have a cat, but whatever. Children and elderly. Okay, cool. So that tackles that. Additional residence. Hobbies. So this is good to know, right? And I think that can be another short field entry. So I will copy that one down here. If you guys like this sort of thing, let me know and we'll do more of it. These kind of tutorials. Because we're spending time doing this, I might as well share what we're doing anyway, if it adds value to other people. So here we're going to do the additional info hobbies. So I think I'll just put hobbies here. That's fine. And that will be a custom field. Property access. I think that's important. Hobbies, just trying to think if these are, if we should do a new page or not for organization. Personal info. So now, yeah, maybe we should have a, I think after this we should have a property. So we'll do another copy here. So that's about them. This is their contact information. This one's going to be property info, right? So here we're going to have property access. These are important things that they would want to share with us as well. So drop down because we only want them to be able to pick one option. So property access. And option one. So here we're going to have a main road, dead end. And what's the last one? Circular driveway. Sometimes it may be both. So maybe these should be check boxes. I can adjust this later, but these will probably be tag criteria. Another thing with the main road properties, I like that tag because that tells us where we can put up yard signs for marketing. So I like that. That's why that's in there. Property boundary notes. This is critical as well. And this is coming from the customer, which is where it really should come from. So because then they can't, dispute where we went to. And this might want to. I'm going to change this actually to a long field entry because some people might need a little more details in here. And you know what else I'm going to do is I'm going to add a photo field. Yes, it's great. I really like this form. Property boundary notes. Really, still cannot spell. I might want to put some details in here. Left, rear, left. Think on that again. I'll go back to this and edit it as we go. So property boundary notes. And then the other good big thing here is going to add a place for a photo attachment. So here I'm going to say, please attach photos of any notable areas. Again, I don't like that wording, but just to burn through this, I'm going to keep going. I really don't like that wording, so I'll go back to that later. Property boundary notes, cool. Photos of property, man, that'd be great to have the clients upload those on their own. I might add that here, honestly. Photo of front yard. Have them upload a bunch of these. Copy photo of backyard. Copy photo of left side of yard. Copy photo of right side of yard. Cool. And then I'm going to copy and do one more. And other photos. Cool. I like that. So we got the photos. Your property of sprinklers. That's huge too, right? I'm going to add it up here. And this will just be a yes, no field, a drop down. Multiple choice. I'll move, yeah, that's a good place for it. I'll put the notes at the bottom. Just going to move this up and turn off the description. And I'm going to say, does your property have a sprinkler system? And we're going to delete one option and we'll just say yes or no. So as I'm building this, I'm thinking we'll do this in three pieces. This is going to be the part one. This is going to be the form creation. Part two will be the tag creation, and part three will be the automation. So I'm going to keep going through with this, but there'll be three separate videos for this. Special concerns, I'll probably add that in a section. So I'm probably not going to have them. This stuff is more internal. I'm not going to ask them if they, I guess I could ask them this, if they have beech or oak trees on property. They may or may not know. I might add that in. Um, and this is kind of like what type of pruning they have. They're not going to know the answers to these, so they can't really do this stuff. This is for our gardening package for each visit. So the estimator, they're supposed to pick the shrubs they have, so we know when we need to show up for each pruning visit and which we pruned on each visit. Weeding urge required, color none. So we definitely need a special concerns section. And there was one other thing I like the idea of adding in here. Beech trees or oak trees on properties for our cleanups. I'm going to add that. So I'll do one more thing here. Copy this one. And here we'll do, does your property have beech or oak trees? And then we'll do one more thing right here, property boundary notes. I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to name this special concerns job notes for crew. Cool. So I think this form looks pretty good. And then they'll submit it. Configure. Again, we could do these emails, tag settings, no, confirmation. Yeah, thank you for submitting this form to help us serve you better. Great. All right, so in terms of the form, we should be squared away. I'm going to publish this one. I think it's already published, so yeah, we should be good to go here. So it was that RBS 03, in client intake form survey. Great. All right, so that's part one, creating the form. Part two, we'll do all the tags and custom fields, and then part three, we'll do the automation. Like I said, keep me in the loop if you guys like this stuff, and we'll post up more of this. If you are interested in any of our build packages, this is the sort of stuff that we can do for your business. So I'll give us a shout out. I will catch you soon. Website's readybusinesssystems.com.